Good morning. How is everyone? If you're on the chat, good morning Nella. What's my volume like? Because I do struggle with this mic. It's either too loud, too quiet. I'm going to get a new one, I think. Good morning. Good morning. What a lovely trade we caught yesterday. This is the trade from yesterday's trade ID is what I've got now. Fantastic trade. Now I actually got stopped at break even. However, I know a couple of the members did stay in. Okay. Right, we're on, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the stream, another relentless stream where our stats are absolutely smashing the industry and smashing the streams on YouTube from what I've seen from other streams. So we're doing really well. So this trade what's shown now, I need to delete my chart, but this is a trade ID what put out last night. Was a sell stop here. We got the flip. Hit take partial move to break even. I actually got stopped out at break even, but I know a few of you stayed in. And if you did stay in, you would have had this big push all the way down. All the way down. And would have smashed take profit. So fantastic trade from that. I mean, you're looking at what? 335 pips if you stayed in there. Lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. So that's the trade IDs, guys. You get them free when you have a membership with Relentless. So just be aware if you're interested in a membership with Relentless and join the community. Linktree in the descriptions. Jump on that and then you'll see all the information about our company from there. Okay. Right, guys. Let's get amongst it. I am loving what's happening now. And why do you think I'm loving what's happening now? Because, well, let's do a top down. Let's do a top down. And we'll go from there. So, excuse me. So, this is why I'm loving what's happening now. So, the monthly is starting to pull back. Now, we don't even know if it's going to flip yet. But I do still feel we can't close above this without coming back to tap these levels. So if that's the case, can this monthly flip to the downside? You've got no bottom wick on this monthly also. So can this flip to the downside? Now we've got 13 days left for this monthly to flip. So I would think it could still flip to the downside. Or even if it closes small bullish, and then we get a bearish close. Okay, now that's the monthly. We are bullish, however, we haven't had a bottom. We've got no liquidity. We're just driving up. And when you get this, where you don't actually pull back, it means what you'll get is you'll get one candle what will just bomb straight through. And the reason why it can bomb straight through is because none of these have created structure, really. Okay, none of these have created structure. These are small pullbacks. So that means the ranges below, all these ranges on the higher time frame are a lot weaker because they're not proper structures. So it means when this does come through, it's like trying to run through a brick wall. This wall's thin, this wall's dead thin, this wall's dead thin. The thinner the walls, the easier in how many you can run through. Okay, so I do believe we can actually get quite a big bearish candle, but it's just what month, because remember these are the monthly candles. What month is that going to happen? Now the weekly then, remember what I said to you about the weekly. So for me the weekly is still in this range. Now it hasn't actually broke out yet. Okay, so at any point I said this weekly can pull back and close doji or bearish, and that's what I said we wanted, didn't I? I said we want this to close doji or bearish. Now it's starting to pull back now. Another good thing is you've actually broke the highs, so you've got liquidity to now flip to the downside to come back down. Now the next range for the weekly, if it does do that, is here. So if this does flip bearish and close doji, next week should be fairly straightforward. It's a case of just taking sells all the way back down to 2293. That's what I'd be targeting. And then what's really nice is we've now should have liquidity from here to not only come down here but to drive past here. You might get something like that, but to start coming down these ranges. And this is a clean traffic range coming through here. So would this be the monthly starting to pull back and flip? Potentially. Okay, let me run this out there. So I'm really liking what's happening. It's just whether this weekly can close respecting to the downside. Now if it doesn't, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I've actually still got an open trade. So so can this flip to the downside? If it doesn't, can we get a fake out? So the next weekly to come back in like that. Oh, I can smell bacon and eggs. Someone's cooking bacon and eggs already. Morning Jack, morning Jordan, morning Cam, and good morning Nella. So can this weekly flip and close doji? That would be fantastic for me. I'd be over the moon with that. Now the daily though, this is the thing with the daily. The daily's now hit its previous support. Now I had this as a target, didn't I, for yesterday, if you remember. Yeah, I had this for a target. And look what's happened. The daily's flipped, closed bearish, and headed straight down with no top wick. So it's going to be very interesting to see what this daily's going to do, because technically we've filled the range now. We've filled the range. But what's nice, it does look like we've now created some structure at 2468. So if price does come back up here and does break out, we can look to take more buys. Or if it does come back up here and shows it closes respected, we then can take more sells back down. Okay, but at the minute we've sort of filled the range, and I don't know what this daily is going to do. This is not ideal for us, because you would sort of want this daily closing below here. Now if this daily had closed below here, fantastic. Top wick, we're taking sellers down, fairly straightforward, but we haven't done. So we've got to be careful what this daily is going to do at the minute, because at the minute it can pull back. It can pull back and flip because you've got no top wick. It could pull back to the support at 2421 and close respecting. It could push further, close bearish. It could close small bearish to the other side. It can do anything from this area. From this area on the daily. However, one good thing is we are bearish, and the weekly, it is looking like it could potentially maybe flip to the downside or close doji. If it's going to close doji, that means the daily's not going to push much further, because we're on Friday today. The daily's not going to push further. It's going to push to about these levels, and then it's going to close, and that would be the weekly closing doji with a big top wick. Okay, so I'm sure we'll still catch something though, because it's really nice volume. But this was perfect yesterday, and we had a trade idea from up in these levels. I think it was the daily flip, wasn't it? It was the daily flip, I believe. So we caught this yesterday. Really nice. So now that we've filled the range on the daily, we know the daily can do anything. So it means we're going to have to look at smaller time frames. How can we get some trades here on smaller time frames? So let's mark up the 4 hour ranges. So this is what I've got for the 4 hour ranges. So let's have a look. We've got, that is the only data we've got to play with this here. So what happens to this? So for me, you don't get any rejection apart from 2412. If you look at these 4s, you come down 2412, 2412. You even reject again here on the way down. These ones don't fit quite nice. So we've got 1 hour 50 left of this 4. We've got a 3. What's this area here? Okay, there's a 3 range here. Let's mark this up. Got another range there, which I don't believe we broke below. We haven't with close respecting. So is this 3 going to flip to the upside like this one and come back up to? So could we look at potential wingback sells from here after the pullback of the 3? Let's have a look at the 2. 2 is currently broke out, and I believe is in a clean traffic range down. Could we take a sell off the 2? This is where it's hard, because you've got, I don't like it when prices push like this and then I come on the charts, because you've got loads of candles with no top wicks. However, the 2 looks like it has broke out. You're probably going to need a wick fill on this candle also. So if I can come up and break the highs of this 2 out, we can get sell stops underneath, coming down to fill the rest of the range on the 4. This is probably going to be our only target, this, for me. 2412. That's because I'm going off this. I mean, you say our only target, it would be you could go something like that really. But the 4 comes through. That would make sense. What would that look like with the weekly? Would that be the weekly closing doji? It would. So that would be the weekly flipping, closing small, bearish. That would be perfect for us. Can you see how everything just lines up together? And because you know the full story, you understand what's happening. So can we just see straightforward pushes? The only thing that's put me off here, guys, is no top wick on this daily. Okay, and we've done a big pushing candle already. I would have wanted this. I would have wanted this area as my advantage point. Okay, but we've tapped it. Now it does look like you have got an area here on the higher time frame where you can reject from. But on the lower time frames, it's either here off the 3 hour, or it's here off the 4, the 2, and the 1. Well, actually, let's have a look at the 1. We didn't look at the 1, did we? 2's broke out. There's the 1. So did the 1? So the 1 broke below. Let's look left. Okay. So when you come from these levels, you do come straight through to tap 2408. You don't get a little break, but you do come straight through. You've got an area here where a minor support, which I don't believe you broke below. So if that's the case, Do we need to come back? Oh, I don't know if we do. I think we're going to come straight through, but I don't really want to take that. Because I feel like it can't pull back. What we like here? Let's have a look at this. If 30's close. So the 30's close nest play. I need a if I can get a highs broke, guys, I'll look at sells. But I can't do anything unless one candle at least breaks a high. Okay, we've had a 30 bullish close, but you've had a nest play. So this is what we call a nest play. You broke out, but you didn't carry on driving. You then had a bullish close, closing respecting. He's still respecting this area. Okay, so therefore, where should price be coming? Well, it should be coming down to these levels. What we like here, 15's closed, bullish but still respecting. You're going to have a 15-minute close in 2 minutes. So if we can get a bearish 15 close like this, and a new 15 can come up, break the highs, we'll look at sells underneath. That's something we can do. Just want to look left on the 15. You have to stay alert here, guys. So the 15 broke below, and then you pull back to these levels. What are these levels? Have we done this pullback already? Now we're going to reject from there to come back down. And if we do come back down, are we just coming back to 2, 4, 10? Look at that, so close. Let's say that is that. If so, we've missed the move. But how can we jump on the train? Let's say we didn't tap this. We're pulling back. We've tapped this. We then pull back down to 2, 4, 10, but we're likely going to come through. Could we take a 15 close? Get a top wick. 15 close up to 5 like. Missing it all here. No top wick on this 5. Let me have a look, see. If I get a 5 close below this, what happens to price? Let's have a look at this. We might be close for a trade here, guys. We need to fill the range on the 4 hour. The 4s should be coming down to 2407. Five close, pull back through, so could we take that? Tap, 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 they all seem to tap that. Is that all we've got? Fake out, fake out. Oh, it's got him down. Great tap it here. Tap that. Does look like you've got to tap this area. So if the 5 does break the low, you might pull back, but you've got to tap this before going anywhere else. So that means stops would have to be the highs, but that means if you do break this low on a 5, you've got to come and tap 2412, and if it's not the move, we go risk free anyway. 23 pips. Okay, I'll take that. Okay. So that's the 5. If we do power down, if we get 5 close below this level, we can look for sells. We've now had a new 15. If this 15 can come up and break the high for me, I'll look for sell stops underneath. Okay. The only thing what I'm not comfortable with is the 3 technically is closed. Well, I say respecting. I mean the 3's here. You have got a gap there. The 2 is flipped. The 1. So the 2 broke out. The 1 broke out. And the 4 has filled the range and not broke out. So it's filled the range. Yeah, so we've only got the 2 and the 1. What's technically broke out. The 1's flipped to the downside. Oh, come on, don't go without us. Please don't go. Please don't go. What's that, Nelly? Okay, so we need break highs to sell Nestle setup. How big should be the break? The highs, few pips is okay. Or so you don't always need a break of the highs for Nestle, okay? But I want a Nestle because we've pushed so far. So when you've had a big push like this, it's like, you know what Forex is like. You'll jump on, and that'll be the turning point. Yeah. So I would prefer to see a break of the highs. So what I mean by a break of the highs is the first break of the highs is the previous wick. That wick there. So this here. If I can get a break of that, so if I can get something like up, just a little break, just as long as it breaks it, because on a smaller time frame there'll be stops there. So loads of scalpers, there'll be stops there. So break the highs, and then at that point, if price is going to carry on pushing, what you tend to get is when you push past a wick, and if price wants to go that way, you'll then get a pop up, and price will carry on. So if we had sell stops underneath, you're not going to get activated. But if you do break the highs and then come back down and activate our stops, you're highly likely, now you've got liquidity, to drive down. Okay? But with an Nestle, that's not like the rule. So there is a ebook coming out, guys, a blueprint of what I'm currently making. I did have a Meraki basic one, but I need to add wingbacks and everything. So I'm working on that over the weekend and this week. So you'll all the members, I believe, will get access to this ebook, where you can have it down in front of you. You can print it off or whatever, and it'll have all the setups on there for you. But yeah, I mean, there was a valid setup here. Valid. You could have took this 2 hour, 1 hour. I just want to break the highs. I want to break the highs before I get in. That's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. Because this 15 doesn't mean it's going to drive down. It can pull back. Where did I say it could pull back to? Where did I say it could pull back to? Well, there's another kid's last day today in primary school. Mason's last day. Here. So if you look at this, 2422, let's say we've tapped it, okay? Then you pull back to 2412. But the difference in this to this is, on ours, this didn't tap this level. So, does that mean that this one's going to tap this level? Is that what's going to happen? But we can only pull back to there, and then we could still come back up yet. So this is what I'm saying. I need to rule out that we're not going to come back up, because if we're going to come back up, I'd rather come back, look for wing back sells from around these levels, or once I've had that liquidity, I'll then look for sells back below, and then when you sell below, that's when you're probably going to power through. It's a bit like yesterday's trade idea. So we got in a tad too early. So where was the hour? So yesterday's trade idea, we had that 1 hour bearish close, which was also the 4, and we had sell stops underneath, didn't we? Was it here, the sell stops? We had sell stops underneath. I would take partial move to break even, I believe that it was bang on. It was there, literally there. Okay. Now I thought we've got enough liquidity. We've got enough liquidity with this to now flip and drive down. Well, I wasn't wrong really, but when we had that rejection here and a bearish close and broke the lows, then I thought the next candle was going to drive. I thought that was good. I thought that was the move. But what happened with myself is I took partial, moved to break even, and then I got stopped out at break even. Price came back up, for another liquidity grab, and then it bombed through the floor. Now I know members stayed in this and actually caught a lot of these pips, but if you did catch that, our target was the daily, wasn't it? It was the daily zone, which I believe was 2436. It was about 330 pips, something like that. But if you look what's happened is, so what I'm saying here is, sometimes you can think that that's what price is going to do, but it might just come back up for one more little pullback where it catches you. So you're trying to catch the move down, but if you look what price done it, then pull back is what we're after, and then you had another break of the lows. Yes, no bottom wick, but I probably would have still took this, because this was just a pullback. To do this and close back like that, there's no other place to go apart from you're going to tap this 100%. I'll probably put my house on it that you were going to tap that area. Okay, so I probably want to market executed on that 1 hour close like that. So this is what I would prefer, this pullback, and then we break the lows again, and then I can sell down. That's what I want to see really today. Okay. Good morning, Martin. How are you doing, mate? We did. Yesterday was lovely. Did you take the trade idea? We're absolutely smashing it. So it's all in this 15 really, guys. See what this 15 is going to do. This 15, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's have a look what happens when you get 15 close below here. See if we can get a better entry. See what I've found, the 15s tend to be the one what fakes you out. 15 close through. 15 close through. But like I say, if I'm going to break the highs, guys, we'll just get sell stops underneath. But I need to break the highs first. 15 drive straight through. 15 close. That's a nice one. 15 close and then a pullback. Flip. Tap the advantage point. 15 close. I don't like these 15 ranges. 15 close through. Could potentially take a 15 close below that, but I'd need a 15 close and then a top wick, I would think. Close. Actually, don't need much of a top wick. Okay, we're pushing here, guys. 5 minutes for a 15 close. Will this be enough for me? Well, that'll be the 30 close. So what would the 30 look like? 30. See, price has only done this once, really, where you've came from these heights through. I think 15. It's never really like came from these heights, closed, then printed bullish, and then carried on. It's always just drove straight through to 2407. So what we're seeing is fairly new, but looks like probably gonna have to come and tap that level. I don't like it when you've done a big push like this, guys, I'll be honest with you. I need some highs, bro, here. So it's highly likely, if the 30 closes like this, it's highly likely you're gonna come down to tap this. Highly likely. But I'm just put off with how much you've pushed and you haven't broke any high. So be loads of stops above there. Be loads of stops above here now. If I could just get this and then come back down, then I'd take it. Might be one of them days, guys. 3 minutes. If it fills this range, we'll have to reassess. Having a ball, dude, didn't catch yesterday's because trade IDs doesn't don't come up as a notification for me. Must sort that out. I went rugby training. Rugby training. It's a perfect time. Were you coaching or were you playing? I know you can still play because you've got a body like a god. It will come again. And Nella said, go to settings of the trade ideas, both, and set notification. I had the same issue. Jeez, Nella. Yeah, get the alerts to your phone. It was late, to be honest with you, the trade idea. Let me have a look when it was. It was. I've been setting alerts and just seeing what I want to see. To be honest, I haven't even put on. I'm quite harsh on myself sometimes. So if you look at the trade, these are Meraki trade IDs, and then you've got the Dean trade IDs, which you get access to as well. TP2 has been smashed, but I haven't put it on there because I got stopped at break even, and if you did go to break even, you would have absolutely caught loads, absolutely loads. But the trade IDs, man, we absolutely smash it. Absolutely, there's a lot of delete ones there. The thing with Meraki, I don't take many trades, me, so it's just a case of keeping an eye on them trade IDs. But the Dean trade IDs, they're quite often, pretty often really. Can we come back up? Can you break these highs for me? Gold. You're going to have a 30-minute close out here. I'm not going to be taking this, guys, but again, you've got like it's a valid setup, but it's just not for me. I don't think I'd touch this unless I get a break of some high. You could argue and say, okay, well, this broke this high, but for me, there's not going to be much liquidity here. I would need this broke now. I need price to come back up, break into these levels, right? Maybe come and fill this range here, and then come back down. Then I would like to sell. That's what I would like, but I might even be interested in buying up from here. Be more aggressive, but believe it or not, with how bearish we are, we could. You have all seen me do stuff like that on stream. Go counter trend. 30 seconds for the 30-minute close. Can we come up? So if this 30 can come up and tap 2420, I might get a sell stop underneath the 30 if it's enough pips. 31 pips, 30 pips there. And it stops for me really would only need to be above probably, let me have a look at the 1. What's the 4? See, it's this 4. If this 4 flips back to the upside, you're probably then going to be, you've got what, an hour and 30. If this does flip, you're going to be pulling back towards the next one, so you'd need stops above there really. That'd be pretty big for stops. 200 pips, I can't do that. You'd have to go off there, off the 4, taking that the 4's not going to flip. But if you look at these areas, guys, and if you're into all this type of trading, fair value gaps, this is a fair value gaps trader's dream. Yeah, no top wicks on any of them. These are all 4 hours. Are we going to get some sort of pullback before coming down? That is the question. That is the question. You've hit its zone now, and because this 4 is sort of, it hasn't closed respecting as such. Are we just going to get a small bearish 4 close, a bit like this, to confirm respecting this area? Or are we going to carry on driving? You do tend to carry on drive to 2408. That's why my target's down there. If you look at these 4s, it's only come down twice, and they all come and tap 2408. Do you know what? Oh, would that be nice for a win back buy? What's this 15 doing? And the 30. So the 30's broke out. Okay, can we come and break this high? Can we come up and break this high? If we can come up to pull back need, if I can come and tap this level, I'll get a sell stop on, but the sell stop will be below the wick, and the reason being is Could this be a fake out, right? If we pull back, could we still come back down, activate us, and then flip back up and close bullish? Potentially, yeah. I think we could. We could still do that. But if we pull back to that level and then flip and push the wick, you're highly likely going to push to 2412 at that point if you break that wick. Or if you want to be more risk free and lower the risk, you could just wait for a break of the high. Now remember what I've told you: don't get FOMO of missing a trade. That's what Forex wants to do. It wants to make you get the FOMO about missing trades and missing money you can make. You've got to get that out of your head, right? You've got to get out of your head. You don't need, I've proved to you don't need many trades at all. You don't need many trades. There's been some weeks where we've took one trade, and that one trade is enough of what you're going to make. Because remember, you're just going to add accounts to it. It's all about being profitable over a long period of time, right? What we're in July? I mean, we've took quite a few in July already. Like 2, 4, 6, 8 trades we took in July. 2 partial losses. I mean, what would you rather, guys? A full smack stop loss hit uncontrollable, or control losses? Control losses, because you have to take losses in Forex. Any business has business expenses. That's what losses are in Forex. Just business expenses. That's what you got to look at. So if you look at it like that, what you'll say is you won't mind taking the loss because it's just you paying the expenses for the business. Coaching. Are you doing coaching, Matt? Yeah, I mean, I've just been. Mason had presentation night last night for his 42, so he's just re-signed for another football team because he had a year out, and they've asked me to coach, but I said I will. You know what? I can't be asked with organising the games and dealing with the parents. I love the coaching, loved seeing the kids improve. Like, I've coached Mason since he was 4, and his team all the way up until 9. Yeah, and they're a fantastic team. And then obviously we moved away, so it looks like I'm getting back into it. I was coaching the ladies football team, wasn't I, at Trada Bay, and I might be taking over the university here. I've been asked to coach the university ladies. Oh really? Yeah, I think that's what happens when they get their age, don't they? They drop and go. I would prefer that, really. Okay, is this 30 going to flip? So if this 30 is going to drive down, then this is the only pullback it needs, really. It can still drive for me, but I want to see what I want to see, guys. I want to see this pull back again. What's the hour? Because the 1 hour has broke out technically, so it doesn't mean it's going to pull back that far. It might not. The 2, the 3. To be honest, if I'd identified this 1 hour close and then the pullback, we could have maybe caught this. No, I wouldn't have, because we already wicked down there, so it wouldn't have been for me that. It's a 30 driving. No, I do as well. I do like them getting involved, and as in being there and seeing them improve. That's what I like with the parents. I mean, I never have any issues with parents, to be honest with you. It's just other people. I've seen other people have issues with parents. But I suppose if you're a decent coach and you know what you're doing, and you're teaching and you're actually improving the kids and not holding them back, then, because I've seen Mason. Like, Mason went to an academy before, and I tell you what, mate, just because they're academies doesn't mean that kids are going to get better, because some of the coaches at academies are dreadful. I've seen it all before. It's, for me, your kid's going to improve when the coach, you've got to get the right coach, whether they, and just because they're academy doesn't mean they're the right coach, because I'll tell you why. Them coaching qualifications by the FAW, The shite. I wasn't impressed with them at all, me. Not at all, I wasn't. So for me, I don't believe in you need all your badges and that to be a good coach. I don't. Because the academy Mason with that, I was going to pull them out. I was so close to pulling them out, and then eventually they went anyway. I'm not a fan of football though, kids football when they're all shouting like, yeah, you do get that with some parents like. What it is with football is it's the parent. The parents want them to make it so they get a good life, you know, and they all think they can. The odds of their kid making it in football are so it's so slim, but everyone thinks you know they can do it. For me, to make it in football, you've got to know someone. Simple as that. Know what they were doing. Yeah, mate, I know. Because I used to take Mason to the academy, and I used to see some of these coaches, mate, and some of the stuff. Mason went backwards. He went backwards. Some of the stuff they were trying to tell them, like basic stuff, like just basic stuff like jockeying, not diving in. They would coach like screaming at him to get in there and dive in and go for the ball. Just basic stuff, man. And I was just like, yeah. As long as they're enjoying it, that's what it is. Parents need to get out of their head that their kid is not going to make it in football, so they might as well just enjoy the football and they won't take it as serious. Sounds harsh, that, doesn't it? But it's the truth. Another 15 now. Rejected. What's going on? 30. Look at the 30 now, guys. So if you did have sell stops on this 30, you would have been activated. Okay? If you had them underneath the wick, you wouldn't have been activated. But let's see what this 30 is going to do. I need a pullback. Come on. I saw a fat kid called Messi who was bobbing at football, and his dad was shouting him round the pitch. I felt so sorry for that. Yeah, and obviously I'd given up. Yeah, mate, and I've seen kids where they don't even want to be there. they don't even like football, but the parents are like forcing them. Seen it all. And I've seen parents put their kid on a pedestal. It's like, it's so bad. That's the thing what put me off, really. It was more the politics side of it all. But this where I'm at now, they've got a really nice setup, to be fair. Probably the best setup I've seen. As in relaxed. It's relaxed. It's all about fun for the kids. It's the coaches are sound. The guy who runs it, lovely bloke. He's literally there for the kids. Whereas some of these setups are like about money, believe it or not. It's sad for the kids who just want to play. Not a fan of politics. The club I'm at with the Hankin. It's great though. It's more just for the kids to play. Yeah, I wish Mason got into rugby. I wish I got into rugby, to be fair. I think I would have enjoyed it more as well. Oh, I just didn't. Oh, look, there's 30 now, guys. Okay, you might be being activated on this now, if you did take it. But it does look like it's going to pop down. I couldn't take that, guys. You'll see streams as well where there's valid setups, but I won't take it because they're not ideal for me. It's not what I want to see. I just want a little break of the highs, mate. Come on, goal. Be nice to me. Be nice to me. But this, again, guys, this comes back to, if you miss it, imagine what would you be more angry if you took it and it didn't play out, or you didn't take it because it's not what you wanted to see fully, it wasn't 100% right, and it played out? What would you be more angry with? Be the first one, wouldn't it? And this is what I'm saying, that you don't need to take a trade every day. That's where traders go wrong. Take a trade every day. Oh, there you go, guys. Yeah, my bad, I couldn't get in on that, guys. Looks like it's going to tap. Now, I did say if you get a 5 close below here, you could take it down to here, but look at that 5, it's absolutely fooked us off. Don't worry though, we're still in. We're still in. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Oh, we haven't quite tapped it. It might get a little pullback. I'll get some tunes on this. Actually, I'll get some tunes on now. Five pull. Yeah, all the 5s tend to tap there. You might pull back though. Pull back and then go. You have to come and tap this area really. You've got an hour and 30 left with this 5. Let's see what this 5 does. See if I can get a top wick. Get a top wick to this I would need. What is this? Let's have a look at this. Okay, yeah. So if the 5 closes like this, okay, and the new 5 comes up and taps that area, we can get a sell stop underneath. But here's the thing, our advantage point is this. So we've got to go risk free here, which would be about 23 pips, depending on where this 5 closes. If this 5 closes 50% more, so if this 5 closes below this level, then I'm not going to be taking it. Okay, it's got to close bearish, but anywhere bearish really in here. It doesn't really necessarily have to break this either, but I would prefer to close in between this area. That would be perfect for me. If it lands there, that's our ambush area. But then I've got to have a top wick. Got to have a top wick to this. If I get that, I'll then get a sell stop underneath. But if I don't, oh, look at it pulling back now. Not for me. You're probably going to get a wick fill on this as well. No. Can I still take it? Potentially, if it comes and breaks the highs. What's a 15 looking like? There's the 15. Okay, this 15 can pull back. Oh, do you know what? I don't like the 15. No, the 15 here fake outs. But you haven't tapped the zone yet. It's sucking me in now, guys. It's sucking me in. Let me look left. Tell you what we could do though. Potential win back sell. Aggressive 5 minute. See, the 15 hasn't tapped this area. It's stopped short. This is probably going to drive through here, guys. I need a pullback. Come on, pull back for me. Pull back. I'm thinking what we could do, guys, right, is the 5 pulls back. We could potentially take an aggressive entry off the 5. The 5 closes above, we'll just get out. But if it does tap and flip, fantastic. You might get something like this. Up, tap, flip, and that'll carry on. And then we'll get a top wick. Like so. That would be really nice, but I'm just worried about because what I've found, right, when you get fake outs, it always sort of initiates from the 15. So I need a decent pullback where I can rule out that we're not going to get faked out. So do we not take this wing back and just get sell stops underneath? The 30's done a push now. 1 hour is in 12 minutes. Let's line up this 1 hour, see what we would want to see from this 1 hour. So you get a 1 hour close below, and then you can get a pullback, and then go, do we wait for this 1 hour? Because they do all come through to 2407. The 1 hour would probably, I mean it doesn't actually initiate it here, but we're coming from these levels, and the only time it's done that is this straight through. So does that mean this 1 hour is going to come straight through, or is this 1 hour going to... What are you doing, my mate? No bottom wick. Or no top wick. How far is this going to pull back? I can't take this, guys. I need a pullback. I'm thinking of getting an aggressive entry in here, and if the 5 closes above, just get out. If the 5 closes below this level, then fantastic. That's the move. But you might not pop up. But also, if we get faked out in the 15, it could also drive back up and close big bearish, which 5 does. Because the 5 hasn't broke below that area yet, if you think about it. Remember I said there's a 5 range. If the 5 closes below there, you can drive down. Five, back up, back down. Yeah, I can't do anything here, guys. I've got to wait. 1 minute, it's going to close bullish, this 5. Ooh, interesting this. And this, I won't be taking this wing back if this 5 closes bullish. Oh. As soon as I said that, I flipped bearish. What would this be then on the 15? If the 5 closed below, would that be the 15 confirming you're going to drive down? What are you saying there? I was very surprised. I walked around football playground in my little town, and very small children, 4 to 7 were training there, and I was surprised how good they were with the ball. Yeah, some of them are fantastic, man. I've seen some really good players. Oh, I'm not taking this wing back now, guys. That 5's too... You would want this 5 to tap and then flip. So this is nice if the 15's coming up. I don't even know if I'd get a sell stop underneath this 15. I think I would want a steeper bottom wick. I need to rule out this fake out. That's the thing. I think if anything, if the 15 comes to this, right? So if the 15 comes to this and taps, then I would take the 5 below here, as long as we don't tap 2412. So if the 5 breaks below 2415, then I'd take this. But at the minute, we've had the pullback now. I'm not getting sell stops on. I need to rule out that sometimes you can get faked out here on the 15. So we'll just gonna wait. Just be patient, guys. I know it's difficult, but if you took every trade with us on stream, yeah, that's the profit. This is based off a 200k account. That's the profit you should be up with now. Okay, and I can show you that my account's exactly that. Okay, so you don't need to be forcing any trades now, do you? You're looking really... You could stop trading for the rest of the month if you wanted to. Yeah? You don't need many trades. So therefore, if you know you don't need many trades, if it's not 100% perfect for you, what do? Just leave it. Just come back next day. Yeah? So, let's see. What were we saying? Yeah, some of them are fantastic players, and these are just kids. No profit kids. I know. Just run, kick the ball, etc. But they were so handy with the ball after 1 year or less of training. Yeah, I mean, not blowing smoke my own ass, but the team, what Mason was in from 4, and I coached them all the way up till 9. It was the same kids. They were fantastic. Like close to being the best on the island. Really good team. And then obviously kids left, I left, and Mason left, and things like that. And then obviously things change. Some very talented kids out there, Nella, but to be successful you need to be excellent and very focused. You do. Most academy teams are there just to support. Or 2 players. The artificial rates, massive. Yeah, you're right, absolutely right. The kids got to like. It's not about talent anymore, really, is it? They've got to have the drive themselves. The kid has to have the drive themselves to get there, really. You can't make it just on talent. That. We've got a meeting beginning of August, guys. So there'll be a few changes in regards to Relentless. Good changes, mind. Good. Everything we do is for the better of members. That's what it is. It's always for the members. Which I'm sure members can sort of vouch for it. One thing I can't wait for though is when the shop opens and I see Martin kitted out, head to toe, Relentless stuff on, Relentless flip-flops, joggers, t-shirt or vest, hoodie, hat, scarf, sunglasses, the lot. Can't wait to see that. Exactly. Here we go. Look at this now, guys. Now, I know you probably wouldn't have been activated on the 15, but imagine if you did and you're getting took up and you close like this on the 15, you're going to be papping yourself, aren't you? Because why are you coming up? Why do you close like this? Well, because you're probably going to break above this. And if you break above that, then you're going to be papping yourself. So, you can see the importance of just waiting to see what you want to see. Now, I've had the pullback, but what this means now is we've had this pullback. So now, if we get a 5 close below 2415, I'd probably take it because that would be the 15 flipping. And if it is going to flip from here, it means it's likely going to close bearish. Therefore, there's only one place to go really, and that's tapping 2412. Now, the only issue we've got now is this is the second last candle, last 5 candle of the 15. So we've got one more 5-minute candle. That means we need to have a 5-minute candle like this. I'm not sure we're going to get it. No, we don't. Not like that, sorry. We need a 5-minute candle like that. I just don't think we're going to get it. So that's probably telling me that we're probably going to have to come higher up and break these highs, which is what we want, really. Well, there's that 5 close now. We would need a steep bearish 5 close below this on this 15. Or, yeah, because then you're going to close bullish, therefore you're going to have a fake out. Exactly what I said. Let's see if we do get this fake out. That's what I've found through trading is you tend to get your 15 fake outs. The 15 initiates the fake out. It's the first one to close back in. My kid's having a meltdown, I think. Here we go. We're coming back up. So we've had the pullback now. So what would this look like on the 30? Oh, look at that. It would have been activated. How's this 30 going to close? Oh, this is the 1, isn't it? Okay, so the 1's still going to close bearish. Now, can we get a pullback tapping 2420 and we get a sell stop off the 1? going to end up closing bullish for the next hour, I'm telling you. I think we've got to come back up here, guys. I think we're going to have to come back to this level, 2437. I think we're going to have to do this. And then back down. If that's the case, can we take wing back sells from here? It's all about this weekly, really this week, guys. We need this weekly to close below this level. And if we can get that, next week will be fairly straightforward. But if it breaks out on the weekly, bit of a difficult one, because you're going to need a bottom wick. And then you can take buys up, I suppose. You've got all this range to play with coming up. But once you get up to these levels, then what? You're back at that square one. We want price to come back down, don't we, ideally? If we come and tap this level, guys, at 240, I'll probably call it a day, you know, if we don't catch anything. That's my target, really. Yeah, I think you might be right. Cobra pips, forward close, then a pullback. Because if we look at the 4 hour, what would we want to see off the 4? So we've got another hour for the 4, right? For me, the range on the 4, we've filled it. The next support on the 4, well, no, we haven't, because this doesn't match up with what we've got here. So the 4 hour range for me on this, you've got a minus support here, so that's like the 4 there, yeah, average it. Got a minus support here, and you've got levels at these levels, but you've already filled the range, so I'd need a close below there in order to take sells down. I need a top wick, and then I would take sells down. But if you look left, previous data, the range for the 4 for me is probably something like that. And we're way into it, we've already broke into it, therefore where's the next place to go? There's only one place to go, and that's tap 2407. That's why I'm looking at sells to come down to 2407. We haven't tapped that yet. So we've got a bit of contradiction, because the range on the 4 is not ideal. There, it's clean. Here, we've got some minor levels where we can reject from. And we've had such a pump down. It's like, how are we going to keep pushing on? We're going to have some sort of pullback. It's the same as the monthly. Remember I said the monthly? When you push down like this, you get no pullbacks. You've got no support. It means if it does come back up, it can really shoot back up. So we really don't want to get caught in that. Okay, there's the hour close now. No top wick. I think... yeah. I think you're right though, Cobra Pips. I think waiting for the 4 is probably better. But then I would need a top wick. So if I get a forward close like this, below this level, I would then need a top wick, breaking the high, and then I'd have sell stops coming through. That's it. That's probably the best thing I want to see really today. Or wing back sells from 2435. If we look left, you've got a forward close, bullish 4, back up, tap. Could we take that as a pullback? And then that'll be the one. What either does this push through, or again you come back and then you go. But you shouldn't get stopped out. That's why I'd probably look for a second entry. Sorry, an entry, because I've still got a trade on this. I'm actually still in this, guys, believe it or not. On one of my accounts, I'm actually in on, what was it on? It was off the daily. I'm actually in where the second trade ID came, because I had a second entry on it yesterday. No, it's not. I'm actually in from here. I had a sell limit here. Once the daily closed bearish, I had a sell limit on for a pullback. Stops way above the high. So I'm currently in a trade on one of my accounts here. And I only took partial this morning. Where did I put my thing? The thing is on my target's actually further down. My target's like there. So I'm actually in this now. I didn't put on the trade IDs, guys. It's off a daily. So if we do get this pullback, I will be looking around these levels for a second entry or an entry. But I don't know whether it's going to happen in London. Pete, it's just nesting though between 2415 and 2420. Between here, yeah. Well, that's it. We need so when you get volume comes from different forms. It tends to come from certain ranges. When you break through or respecting certain ranges, you get volume, or you'll get volume with a new candle. So a candle might be moving down slowly. As soon as you get that new candle, you'll find an injection of volume, and the higher the candle, the bigger the volume. What you get. So I'm thinking if we can get a forward close like this, and then we get a pullback on the 4, we might get some volume to push this pullback back up, and then we can just get sell stops to come down. If we don't tap this, and the pullback happens, I'll just set a sell stop. I'll just leave it. I'll just have my TP at 2408 and you just walk away. Set your alert at 2408 for when your TP gets hit. But at the minute, guys, we're in an area at the minute where you could get faked out here. But I don't know. I need some more liquidity than that. We could have caught this. We could have caught this. This is what we want to see. This, just anything like this. Yeah, and then when you got the hour close, we could have caught this here because you still haven't filled the range. Your advantage point was this area. So you know you're coming down to here. So this would have been our advantage point. But the issue we've got is that was 5 o'clock this morning, so we missed it. And now we've pushed down. I need something like this again to then come down. And then I can take sales. I haven't had anything. And no doubt, because you've all done it, yeah, no doubt you'll put sells on and price will push bullish, no doubt, because we all think the Forex market is there just to catch us out personally. That's what we think. Oh, look at the 5, guys. Look at that 5. Go on then, so it is. You see why we didn't put them stops on now, guys? Even the 30. Look, imagine if we had the 30 underneath here. We were talking about 30 underneath here, but what did we want to see first? We needed a pullback, didn't we? We didn't get it. See, the importance of waiting for a pullback is when and having the discipline to wait. If you don't have the discipline and you're scared you're going to miss your move, you would have been activated here now, yeah, and taken all the way back up. If it's going to come all the way back up, that is. On the 15, yeah. See, fake on the 15. That's what I was saying. It's all on this 4 really, guys. I think we're going to have to wait for the 4. I don't think I can do anything. I think if anything, I'd need to see a 4 close below this. Yeah, I need a 4 close below this without tapping 2407, and then I need a top wick. So if we get rid of this one, I'd need a top wick breaking the highs. That's the only way I'd take it. So I'd need a pullback to this after the 4s broke out. So if the 4 breaks like this, and then the new 4 opens up, ideally with no bottom wick would be better, breaks this previous wick. So what I mean by that is we get a new 4 opens up with no bottom wick, pulls back, breaks the high, even if it's a tad, we'll then get a sell stop underneath. Okay. We're not putting this on now, guys, but this is what I'm just saying. We then get a sell stop underneath. Yeah, I would take partial move to break even would be the wick, but our target would just be 2407. I'm not interested in going beyond there. This is the thing, because that would be the daily and the weekly. I think the weekly is going to close doji. I don't think the weekly is going to flip and drive. I might be wrong, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. And then you get a sell stop on. So if this does flip, it's likely going to push past the wick, and then you'd have a top wick like that. That's what I would like to see with the next 4 hour. Cam's just asked, is it only gold I trade? I do trade other pair. So Meraki, yes, with gold. I have got another pair. I've been testing Meraki on, so I can add 2 pairs to the stream. I'll have to get another neon Sam, won't I? Right, but I won't bring it until I'm fully happy with it. So at the minute with Meraki, yes, I only trade gold. However, I do trade the other pairs, but only with a Dean indicator. I just take the Dean signals off the indicator on the other pairs. They're just like, as soon as the signal comes, I just place it, set and forget. That's all I do with that one. So let's mark this up then. These tunes are like banging on the man. Fantastic, aren't they? Because look at the 4s. The 4s come all the way through. So I'm very surprised we're trickling down. Really. We've never had this because we've got no data for it. So we don't know what it's going to do, but that's what I want to see. Forward close below, then a pullback, tapping 2425, and then simple sell stops underneath down to my target. That's all I'd be after. And stops would just be the high of how far the pullback comes. If that makes sense. So let's say this 4 pullback to there, we'd have sell stops on. As you flip, your stop loss would be above this candle high. That's what I would do. Because if you do flip and get activated, then you shouldn't be coming back up to create a steeper top wick, okay, without coming down to flip. So we've got 48 minutes, guys. I can't really do anything beforehand because I really don't know what this 4 is going to do. I am looking for some aggressive entries. I need a name for these aggressive setups we do. That 5. But to be honest, that's probably all I want to see, really. I need the highs broke. I'll tell you what we can potentially do though. If the hour closes back into the range, and then I get a break of the lows with a new 4, we could potentially buy up. But that's what I would need to see, an hour close back above. And then I'd need a break of the lows. And you probably think, well, you want sells going down. I might as well put buy and sell stops on, like some people do. I've seen someone, he streams on YouTube as well. He trades news, buys and sells stops either side. That's what he does on stream. Sometimes he makes a lot of money, but sometimes he gets smashed. Vulture, mate, it's the future. Yeah. Call them swoops. Morning, Jack. How we doing, mate? Keep it bird related. I like it. Swoops. Ooh, I like that. Vulture. I like vulture as well. But what it is, it's a crow, isn't it? For crows. So it's like, I don't really want to bring in another. I don't really want to say pigeon. Before you know it, we'll be at pigeon. Okay, guys, we're going to call this one the pigeon play. Don't really want that. I need something where, when we're in all-time highs, we take aggressive entries and it's off like a 5 minute, so we'll have a potential win-back area, and as the 5 taps it, and literally as soon as it pulls away, we'll be stops to break evens. Where normally I'm like, okay, this is my zone where as soon as we tap it, we're going to take partial move to break even. So I need like an aggressive entry. I like swoops. Okay, this is a swoop play. I like it. I have to have a think about that. Now if this flips and drives back down, guys, I don't know if I can do anything. I don't think it's going to do that though. I think you're going to have to break this high to get liquidity. Why would you do this? So if you think about it logically, right? Zoom out. If you get your feelings, think about it logically. Okay, why didn't this carry on driving? Why didn't this come down? You're in a clean traffic range, technically. Why didn't this carry on? Well, that must mean we ran out of fuel. Okay, so we ran out of fuel. So that means this wasn't enough liquidity to drive straight through. Okay, so there's two ways now we can get liquidity. We can pull back. But if we just pull back and then start heading back down, all that means is we might not drive. It might mean we just break the low and then we might have to pull back again. And again, we're not going to drive, but we'll break the low. And that's how you get this, like this. Okay? That's only from a pullback. Not breaking any highs and having a pullback. Now, the other way you can get liquidity to drive down is if you pull back, but you break a high. So let's say this was the high. If we pull back to this and break this high, now you've got enough liquidity to now drive past this and come all the way through the range. That's how you get these big pushes like this, when you broke a significant high, because that's where the liquidity is. That makes sense. So if we go back to what we're seeing is, we had this pullback and we only pulled back to here. What happened? Okay, we now come back, broke the lows. Not enough liquidity still. We're running out of fuel. What are we doing? We're pulling back. Okay, are we going to reject from here? And if we do, does that mean we're just going to break this low and do the same, come down? Or do we need to come and break at least this high? Do we need to break this high? Is that enough liquidity to get down? Or do we need to break this high for the liquidity to come down? But either way, we need some sort of liquidity to get down, because this one didn't carry on. We pulled back, and this one didn't carry on. That tells me that this is not enough liquidity to drive down. Therefore, we're probably going to have to break this high, and we're highly likely going to break this high. That makes sense. So when you're looking for buys, say for example, we're not at the minute because we're very bearish. But if we were looking for buys, that would be your advantage point. Well, we can't drive down without breaking this high, because we haven't got, otherwise this one would have done it, would have carried on. So it means we need to break this high. So therefore, okay, I'll just take a buy from here to here. There's my advantage point. Take partial move to break even. Whatever extra I get, it's a bonus. So with Meraki, you take partial as your money maker. Anything extra is your bonus. Does that make sense, guys? How I've explained that. I know it's a bit, over time you'll understand it. So sometimes just try and train your brain to think logically. What are you seeing? Well, why didn't that candle carry on? I mean, at one point, that 15-minute candle was down here. Why didn't it just carry on? Why didn't it carry on? Didn't have the fuel, so that pulled back. Let's see if we push this through now, and maybe this is the fuel to come down. Whew. What he's doing this weekend, guys? What he's doing this weekend? I'm so glad we haven't even spoke about it. I'm so glad Gareth Southgate has gone. Over the moon. Over the moon. What a waste of tournament. I said when he first got appointed, right? I said we'll never win something with Gareth Southgate. I've said it for years. People laughed at me. That's all I always said. Because I've watched him like at Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough's not too far from where I live. And all the lads who was in the army were all Middlesbrough fans. We'd never win something with Gareth Southgate. It was just a waste that of the. I think this tournament was a waste. I think we wasted the opportunity. I was fuming when he said he was staying on from the last World Cup because we had such a bad World Cup. I was fuming that he stayed on. I was like, we're just wasting our time with these young kids here. We could have easily won this tournament if any other manager, even me, I honestly feel I could have won us that competition. I do. Swear down, I do. Swear down, dead. You're in NJ cells to fill yesterday's low. Nice, Cobb. I used to trade NJ. I used to trade NJ. So I used to, GJ. I used to trade gold and GJ with Meraki. And then what I found is my logbook told me that the majority of my losses were on GJ. So what do? I just got rid of GJ. And then my profitability just went. And that's what it is with a logbook. When I say your logbook is the most important part of your training, believe it or not. I know it's boring. You can't be asked to do it. But it's not for now. It's for 6 month times. Imagine if you had 6 month worth of data where you could go over and go, okay, let's find some patterns here why I took these losses. And you're looking, you'll find, if you put all your feelings and the setup on there, you could find patterns and go, okay, well, all of my losses have been on the forward time frame. Right, okay. But I'll just stop taking setups on a forward time frame. It might be something like that. And just by doing that, you might tip the scale into being consistently profitable. You might just tip it by doing that, and that's what your logbook's for. It's to identify them. So I identified that most of my losses were like my third trade of the day. So that's why I don't take many trades now. 1 or 2 trades a day really keeps the bailiffs away. Yeah. But I wouldn't have identified that unless I looked at my logbook. So my losses were third trade of the day, and also GJ. Most of my losses were on GJ, so I just got rid of GJ. Lee Carsley for next manager, mate. That boy knows what he's doing and has no baggage or ego. He will play excellent football. Who's Lee Carsley? Is that the Southerner? Lee Carsley. Hold on. This guy, yeah. Is this the... What's he doing now? Under 21. Is this the guy who won the under 21 Euros? Yeah, get him. He obviously knows what he's doing. He won the Euros if it's him. I think it's a good show. Yeah. Anyone's better than Gareth Southgate. Anyone. And Eddie Howe keeps him. Yeah, because I know Anthony Gordon will actually start if he comes in. Because Anthony Gordon was unreal in that. Did you watch the under-21s? Anthony Gordon was unreal in that tournament. That's why he got player of the tournament. And then he gets 1 minute for his country. Like, it's stupid. Yeah, nice. 13 pips, Cobra pips. Nice, mate. Well in. Where does Saturday watching price? I can't believe the hype around some players. Wingers either side, mobile striker, good 10, box to box 8, and a 6 who passes forward. I know. Yeah, mate. And the under 70. Yeah, mate. I'd be happy with him. Get him in. It's weird because I know Eddie Howe would do a fantastic job, but I don't want him to leave Newcastle. But if he did go, I would want Jose Mourinho in. I know you don't like, you're not a fan, are you? But I would like Jose Mourinho in. Yeah, I think he'd be a fantastic choice. You need, for me, Kane should be starting. That front three needs to be, for me, you might disagree, Gordon. If you're going to play three up top like that, it needs to be Gordon, either Watkins, right, and Palmer. That's my front three, not Saka. That's my front three. Relentless Christmas party, guys. Get booked in. Are you going to be there, Martin? I've got my kayak out, Martin. I've got my kayak, so I used to do kayak surfing. I've got my kayak out of storage. I've got a new spray deck yesterday, and I've got all my gear ready. I'm just waiting for some waves now. Dance off, yeah, we will have a dance off. Yeah, I wasn't very dancey last year. I wasn't very drunk, I don't think. Even though me and Nate were like smashing the Jaeger bombs in. The shop should be live soon, guys. Last few tweaks and it'll be on there. Nah, I'm not moving much here, like, are we? What are we doing? Come on. I think it's waiting for the 4. I think if the 4 is going to close like this, we're not going to move much now. So I know we've got 35 minutes left, but it means the next 35, the 15s are just going to mess about, it looks like. So, and then I would need a pullback, break the highs. So that means we're going to get this consolidation. 4 closes. Yeah, the 4 closes. The 4's broke the low. We've now got some consolidation area. And then what you'll get, 4 pulls back. That's the pop out of the zone. Grab the liquidity. And then what price will do is everyone will be buying here, because you broke out of this now. Sell stops below, and then price will come the other way, and that'll be the forward flip. Does that make sense? You'll get a pop out one way and then you'll come. That's what tends to happen. The basic. Yeah, it was a good do. I love the Christmas do's because everything's in with it. Food, entertainment, you know, poker tables, and it's just good crack, man. Good atmosphere. Because me and Emma, we go to like the Trafford Centre during the day. We have a few cocktails, do a bit of shopping, and then we stay in the Midland, which is just across the street. It's just ideal, man. It's just nice. Yeah, the forward flip would be nice, but I need that pullback. If it pulls back just a bit and then flips out, it's not for me, guys. I might even leave it with you, to be honest with you, because it might not get activated in the first 2 hours. You might get 2 hours pushing bullish, and then the third hour big bearish, and the fourth hour is the one that comes through. Traffic centre, yeah. What did I say? Traffic centre, innit? No, did I say traffic centre? Oh, I meant Trafford Centre. Maybe it's my accent, mate. Not as good as the Metro Centre though. Metro Centre's fantastic. I mean, how nice is this going to be? If we get that bearish close on that weekly, fantastic, because now we've got the liquidity to drive down and also come past this. So that's what I really want, guys. We just need a doji or small bearish candle close on this. Next week, all we need is a top wick, tapping the same zone, and then sells all week coming down. Because, why do you think we can do this? One weekly candle. Because if you look left, look at this. That's 1 week. Oh shit. That's one weekly candle here. Look how big that is. It means we're going to get some really nice movement to the downside on the daily candles. Same again, look at this weekly one. Big, bearish, weekly candles. So can we get that? I don't think we're going to get on this week because it's the last day. But if we can get a bearish close on this weekly, next week should be fairly straightforward for sellers down. That's what I'd really like. It's just a shame we've filled the range here, guys, because it just makes things a bit difficult. You don't know whether you're going to close respecting, reject, or carry on pushing. We'll give it till 10. We'll know from 10. Even if it breaks a low, I might even get a wait for that pullback and just leave you with it, really. We'll see.
Question for you: is there a more beautiful flag in the world?
Come on, the foe. Remember, we still got 30 minutes yet, so this four can do anything. Alright, yeah, traffic centre. You're right, like. What's happened to me? Hey there. Well, 30. Oh, what are you doing 30? So 30 still respecting. So is this 30 going to close doji? That would be the forward closing. Interesting guys, interesting. See, trade's boring, isn't it? I think we've had 1 day worth of sunshine here. It's been terrible. No mate, it's what we call there's too many scousers where you are. With sunshine on them, true, like, you are right. They do all flock here. They do all flock. I've never had a 6 weeks like as in Chemice yet, so it's like it'd be interesting to see how busy it gets in the 6 week holidays. But yeah, all positive, happy vibes. All positive, happy vibes, man. What we like, we're not doing it now, are we? Is this 4 gonna close below? If we close respecting, guys, I'm just gonna call it really. We sort of filled the range. Close respecting means you're gonna come back up, but you could look at buys up. But it's not for me, that. Yeah, no. Right, well, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. I'll go make a cup of tea. We'll come back, wait for this forward close, and then we'll see if we call it or not. See if we can get some stops. Hopefully, we can get some sell stops on. Okay, I'll be back in a second, guys. How are we looking? Okay, 4. So this might not happen straight away, guys, right? Because I'm just going to leave you with this. So this is what I want to see, okay? So everyone take note, because I'm probably going to call it a stream at 10, to be honest with you. Because I've got a lot to do today, and I might as well. So if the 4 closes below 2420, okay? Well, firstly, if it doesn't, I'm not interested. I'm just going to wait till next week. Okay, we'll come back next week on Monday, 8 AM. Okay? If it does, what I want to see is I need a pullback on the next 4. I need to break the previous wick. Once we break the previous wick, I will then look at having sell stops underneath the 4. Okay, underneath the 4. To come down, and my target is just this. You could set your full TP there, or you can go risk free at 2413. It's up to yourself. Okay, so I'll probably set my full TP here at 2408. Right, stops would be how far this 4 pulled back before flipping. So if the wick is like that, then stops would be above the wick. Okay, now that's what I'm after. It might not happen in the first 4 though. Now if the 4 opens up and pushes down first and fills this wick more than 50%, then I'm done. I'm not looking at any setups. So it's only if this 4 opens up and pushes up first with no bottom wick. If it opens up, pushes down first, fills this wick 50% like that, and then flips back to the upside, I'm not interested. I'll just leave it. I'll come back Monday. Okay, that's the only way I'm looking at getting a trade on this. Now, if I do put it on, I'll put it into the trade ideas. And then, yeah, so that I'm just going to leave this with you guys. I won't put it on the stream, even if it does play out, because we're not going to be placing it on here, because I can't see us getting a sell stop on for at least another hour. That's the reason being. This is what I'm saying. There's no point even staying on for the forward close. I know it's 13 minutes, but I might as well get ready. My missus is going out, you see, so I thought I might as well just go with it. Like I said, this week, what have we made this week? We're up 3.5 grand so far this month. So really, you could call it now for the month if you wanted to. This is on a 200k account. But this week, we took 2 trades. What have we took this week? 16th. We've only took 2 trades, both on the same day on Tuesday. Was the last one, Friday, yeah. So we've took technically we've had 1 day's worth of trading, and this is what I'm saying, and that was over 1,200 quid. So you don't, or was it 1,200 quid, something like that anyway. So you don't need many trades in 1 week. This is what I'm saying to you. If it's not there, don't take it. Don't think you're not learning anything without taking a trade. Okay. So that's what I'm after, guys. Any questions before I go? No, if you haven't done, drop us a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe to the channel. Jump into our free Discord. We trade Monday to Friday, 8 AM London session. We do New York sessions as well, but they're as and when. And we will be back on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. And hopefully we can grab something today, but it's not an issue if we don't. We'll just come back on Monday. Alright guys, have a great weekend. Catch you later, everyone. Turn the shitty music off now, eh? See you later, everyone.